The door behind them opened again, and a large group of people came in. Professor Dumbledore, followed closely by Mr. Crouch, Professor Karkaroff, Madame Maxime, Professor McGonagall, and Professor Snape. Harry heard the buzzing of the hundreds of students on the other side of the wall before Professor McGonagall closed the door. "Madame Maxime," said Fleur at once, striding, means walking, over to her headmistress. "They are saying that this little boy is to compete also." Somewhere under Harry's numb disbelief, he felt a ripple of anger. Little boy? Madame Maxime had drawn herself up to her full and considerable height. Like she made herself straight. The top of her handsome head brushed candle-filled chandelier, and her gigantic black satin bosom swelled. "What is the meaning of this, Dumbledore?" she said imperiously. "I'd rather like to know that myself, Dumbledore," said Professor Karkaroff. He was wearing a steely smile, and his blue eyes were like chips of ice. "2 Hogwarts champions? I don't remember anyone telling me the host school is allowed 2 champions. Or have I not read the rules carefully enough?" He gave a short and nasty laugh. "It's impossible," said Madame Maxime, whose enormous hand with its most superb opals was resting upon Fleur's shoulders. "Hogwarts cannot have 2 champions. It is most unjust." Unjust means unfair. "We were under the impression that your age line would keep out younger contestants, Dumbledore," said Karkaroff, his steely smile still in place, although his eyes were colder than ever. "Otherwise, we would, of course, have brought along a wider selection of candidates from our own school." We would have brought even more people from our school. "It's no one's fault but Potter's, Karkaroff," said Snape softly. His black eyes were alight with malice, with hatred. "Don't go blaming Dumbledore for Potter's determination to break rules. He has been crossing lines ever since he arrived here." "Thank you, Severus," said Dumbledore firmly, and Snape went quiet, though his eyes still glinting malevolently through the curtain of greasy black hair. Professor Dumbledore was now looking down at Harry, who looked right back at him, trying to discern the expression of the eyes behind the half-moon spectacles. "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire, Harry?" Dumbledore asked calmly. "No," said Harry. He was aware of everybody watching him closely,